What if everything you know about scaling your business is wrong? The only thing holding you back is the wiring of your own mind. Picture this: a little girl, just 3 years old, suffer from severe seizures that doctor have to remove half of her brain. Half of her brain. Conventional wisdom says she should never function normally again. But 4 weeks later, that girl walks out of the hospital. She can talk, even run around with her friends. How is that possible? Because the remaining half of her brain sensed the loss and rewired itself to take over everything the missing half used to do. This is the power of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change itself, to adapt, to rewire. Now imagine this kind of mental limits you placed on yourself and your business. If a child's brain can overcome losing an entire hemisphere, ask yourself, what excuse do I have? Too often, we CEOs, entrepreneurs, and business owners carry around half-functioning mindsets. Not because part of our brain was removed, but because part of our brain is trapped in the old patterns, outdated beliefs, BS that has been ingrained in us for so long. If you want to scale faster, if you want to break through the next level of success, you must rewire your brain and unlearn the toxic lies holding you back. Let's be contrarian for a moment. Business gurus everywhere give you the same laundry list: better strategies, more marketing, work longer hours. But I'm here to tell you something radical. The biggest growth hack is inside your own head. If your brain's programming, your beliefs, habits, focus isn't optimized, all those strategies won't save you. Change your brain, and you change your business. Today, I'm going to show you how to unlearn the limitations, the bullshit stories that have been running your life and keeping your business stuck. We are diving into the neuroscience and psychology of peak performance with insights from experts like Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Michael Kilgard, Don Vaughn, Dr. Tracy Marks, Mel Robbins, Tony Robbins, and Jim Quick to rewire your mind for explosive growth. By the end of this, you have actionable strategies to literally start reprogramming your brain for success. Sounds good? Let's do it. First, understand this deep in your soul. Your brain can change. At any age, any stage, we used to think that adult brain was hardwired and fixed, that you are who you are and you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Wrong. Neuroscience now confirms that you are making new neural connections. Every single day you learn something new. You have about 150 trillion synapses in your brain dynamically firing and rewiring based on what you experience. In other words, it's never too late to rewire the script in your head. I don't care if you are 20 or 80, CEO or intern, you can literally change the structure and function of your brain with focused effort. The $64,000 question is how? How do we deliberately rewire our mental programming to scale our business and life to new heights? Let's break it down into 5 powerful strategies you can start using today to rewire your brain for faster growth. 1. Expose and replace your limiting beliefs. The first step is to unearth the mental BS lurking in your subconscious, those limiting beliefs that act like handbrakes on your success, and replace them with empowering ones. Tony Robbins often says the only thing keeping you from what you want is the story you keep telling yourself. What story are you telling? Maybe you believe I'm not a good leader, or if I delegate, things will fall apart, or I don't deserve massive success. These beliefs are not facts. They are programs running in your brain, often formed by past experiences and fear. Neuroscience calls them neuroassociations. Your brain links up experiences with emotions and generalizes them into beliefs. Some of those beliefs helps you, but many are holding you back, like old software full of bugs. It's time to do a hard reset on those mental programs. Identify one limited belief right now that has been sabotaging you. Be honest. Call it out. Once you have it, we are going to break its hold. Tony Robbins has a process he calls neuroassociative conditioning, which is in plain English means rewiring those associations by attaching pain to the old belief and pleasure to a new empowering belief. For example, if you've been telling yourself, I have to do everything myself to get quality, you might rewire that by linking massive pain to this belief. I don't let it go. My business will never grow and I will burn out. I will miss my kids' childhoods, etc. And linking huge pleasure to the new belief, empowering my team will skyrocket our growth and free me up to strategize. Every time the old thought creeps in, interrupt it. Remember my whistle. Wait a minute. I will talk more about pattern interrupts in a second and immediately reinforce the new belief. Literally, tell yourself the new story and feel the relief and excitement of it. Here's a pro tip from brain science. Your brain strengthens whatever circuits you repeat. As summary of Tony's research explains, the more you run a neural pathway, the more automatically that behavior or thought becomes. So if you've been reinforcing a negative belief for years, it's like a highway in your mind, well paved and frequently traveled. To override it, you have to stop traveling the old road and build a new path by repetition and emotional intensity. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. Remember, if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. That's a quote from brain coach Jim Quick. And it hits hard because it's true. The more you defend your lame excuses or false limits, I'm not just good with numbers. I am not a people person. The more you solidify them, instead fight for your potential. Your capabilities are not fixed. It's possible to learn anything and become anything. So starting now, decide that you no longer cling beliefs that make you small. Challenge them, replace them, and your brain will literally rewrite to support your new reality. Trust me, I had to learn the wrong way. In my book, I talk about this, Work Like an Immigrant, where we donate 100% of the book to help others facing hunger. I talk about how I had to quit corporate America and learn how to become a doctor, a coach, a therapist to save my family. More about that on my book, Work Like an Immigrant. On Amazon, you can also listen on Google. Great plug. I remember reading how some people have 20 years of experience, but it's really 1 year of experience repeated 20 times. Why? Because they never updated their beliefs or skills. They just kept reliving the same safe loop. Don't let that be you. Approach your business with a beginner's mind, as if you know nothing, and be open to new ideas. When you do that, when you shed that ego and the false certainties, your brain becomes primed to absorb and change. Unlearn what isn't serving you so you can make room for what will. Number 2, interrupt the pattern. Take action before fear stops you. Every entrepreneur knows that moment of hesitation. You have a great idea or necessary task, and then you freeze. A voice in your head whispers all the reasons to hold off. What if I fail? What if I might not ready? Maybe later. This is your brain built-in survival mechanism trying to protect you from avoiding change and risk. As Mel Robbins points out, your brain is actually designed to stop you from changing. It will throw up a red flag at anything that feels uncomfortable or new. It's like an overprotective friend that wants you to stay in the safe little box of what you already know. The problem is growth lives outside that box. To scale your business, you must do things that are new, uncertain, even a little scary. So how do we do this? Brains automatically fear response. We break the pattern fast. Mel Robbins' famous 5-second rule is a perfect tool here. I call it the 3-second rule in my home and to my clients. It's insanely simple and backed by psychology. The moment you have an instinct to do something positive, say, pitching a new client, going live on a video, making that difficult phone call, you count down 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Move. Why count backwards? Because counting snaps your mind out of autopilot and engages your prefrontal cortex, the thinking part of your brain, just long enough to switch gears. If you physically move to take action before those 3 seconds are up, stand up, reach out, start typing the email. You shut down the hesitation reflex. When you feel yourself hesitate, count 3, 2, 1, then go. You break the fear pattern and take control. This simple habit creates a new internal locus of control, meaning you prove to yourself you run your brain, not the other way around. Think about the implications of this. Instead of your mind killing ideas and opportunities, you retrain to seize them. Each time you override fear and take decisive action, you are rewiring confidence and courage into your neural pathways. You are teaching your brain that uncertainty is not a threat, but a gateway. I often emphasize making decisions quickly and firmly because if you sit down in doubt, the moment of momentum passes and the opportunity dies. I'm often right as I get older. How many times have you talked yourself out of sending a proposal or launching a new program because you hesitated too long? No more. Action is the antidote. Start practicing this today. The next time you feel that flinch of hesitation, count down out loud if you need to. 3, 2, 1, and then do the damn thing. Send the email. Hit publish on that blog. Do the podcast. Practice your talk. Walk up to that investor at the event. Each push will forge a new pathway in your brain, one that favors boldness over fear. Over time, you become what I call preemptively courageous. You condition yourself to act in spite of butterflies. That's when the magic happens. Because the entrepreneurs who win are not necessarily the smartest or most experienced. They are the ones who act while others talk themselves out of it. They feel the fear and they do it anyway. Develop that muscle, and you scale not only fast, but with far less stress. Your brain will realize, my friend, hey, we haven't died from taking these risks. In fact, we are thriving. And then we'll dial down the alarm signals. You might even start to crave that thrill of stepping out of comfort because you know that's where growth is. Number 3, embrace neuroplastic learning. Focus plus friction plus feedback plus sleep. Now let's talk about learning new skills and behaviors quickly, because scaling a business usually demands that you constantly level up. Whether it's mastering a new marketing platform, AI, improving your public speaking, or adopting a CEO-level strategic mindset, the fastest scalers are constant learners. But they don't learn arbitrarily. They harness how the brain actually rewires best. Dr. Michael Kugard, one of the world's leading neuroplasticity experts, says there are 4 key ingredients for effective brain change: focus, friction, reflection, and sleep. Let's break them down. Focus. You must give whatever you are learning full, undivided attention. Neuroplasticity requires alertness and engagement. If you are trying to learn a new strategy while multitasking or half listening, you are wasting your time. No. Playing motivational videos in the background 24/7 isn't going to rewire your brain by osmosis. Clear out distractions and immerse in what you want to internalize. For example, if you are studying sales techniques, spend an hour deeply focused on it. Take notes, visualize yourself using the techniques, really lock in. As Jim Quick likes to say, the human brain does not learn by consumption, it learns by creation. Meaning, be active in your learning, not passive. Teach what you learn to someone else. Discuss it. Apply it immediately if you can. The more focused and active your state, the more neurons fire and wire together. Friction, challenge. This means you need to stretch yourself beyond your comfort zone. No friction, no growth. Dr. Kilgard describes friction as self-generated work, the effort and discomfort of grappling with something new. If it's too easy, your brain stays on autopilot and no new connections form. Think of working out. A muscle only strengthens when you overload it a bit. So deliberately seek challenges. If you are comfortable on sales calls, put yourself in a higher stakes scenario that gives you butterflies. If you are learning a skill, push to the point where you are making mistakes, because those mistakes, followed by adjustments, are gold for neuroplasticity. In fact, even traumatic events, while we don't want those, they tend to get wired in deeply because they intensify, engage both focus and friction struggle at the same time. We don't need trauma to grow, but we do need challenge. So embrace the suck, as they say. When you feel the mental burn of stretching into the unfamiliar, smile. That's your brain learning. Reflection, feedback. This is one people often miss. The brain actually continues to rewire after the activity during periods of rest and reflection. Think about what you learn or experience later, essentially reviewing and processing. It helps lock in the changes. It could be as simple as at the end of your day, journaling a few insights. What did I learn today? How can I do it better? How did that strategy meeting go? And what will we adjust next time? Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist who educates on mental strength, recommend practices like metacognition, literally thinking about your thinking. Ask yourself why you reacted a certain way, what assumptions you made. This kind of reflection actually rewires your brain executive circuits, making you more self-aware and adaptable. It's like a post-game review that makes the next game better. So don't just race for one task to the next. Building moments of pause to consolidate lessons. Even a mindful walk where you let your mind digest ideas can spark aha moments. In business, I call this working on your brain, not just in your brain. Sleep. Yup, plain old sleep. For ultimate performance enhancer. During REM and deep sleep, your brain is literally reorganizing itself, strengthening new connections from the day. If you practice a skill or envision a goal during the day, sleep, it's when it sets like a cement. Ever solve a problem or have a creative idea after a good night's sleep? That's no accident. As Dr. Marks also notes, quality sleep along with proper nutrition and exercise creates the optimal environment for neuroplasticity. So if you are burning the midnight oil every night thinking it will help your business, think again. You might be undercutting your brain's ability to adapt and perform. Treat sleep as sacred. It's when the CEO, your brain updates the software. Now tie all four together in practice. Suppose you wanted to rapidly improve at public speaking to boost your personal brand, a crucial skill for many entrepreneurs. Here's how you apply this. Focus by dedicating undistracted time to rehearse your speeches with full presence. Add friction by doing it in front of a camera or a small live audience for feedback. Make it uncomfortable on purpose, my friend. Maybe incorporate tough Q&A to simulate pressure. Then reflect. Watch the recording. Note what to improve. Visualize yourself delivering even better. Visualization is a powerful form of mental practice. More on that in the next strategy. Do these in cycles and sleep on it. You will improve exponentially faster than someone who just lazily read over their notes. In fact, neuroscientists have found ways to turbocharge learning by syncing it with certain brain chemicals. Dr. Kugard's experiments, for instance, show that if you stimulate the release of acetylcholine, a focus-related neurotransmitter, at the right moment during learning, you can literally quadruple the number of neurons encoding that new memory or skill. They replicated this effect with other neuromodulators like dopamine and serotonin too, proving that when your brain is in the right chemical state, it's hyperplastic. Now you and I aren't in a lab with fancy electrodes to zap our vagus nerve, but we can take that principle and run with it. Optimize your internal state, focus, engagement, emotion, and the timing of practice and rest, and you will essentially hack the learning curve. One more thing: visualization and mental rehearsal. Studies, including work Dr. Joe Dispenza have been involved in, have shown that vividly imagining yourself performing an action can strengthen the neural circuits almost as effectively as actually doing the action, especially for things you already know. Elite athletes, they use this. Top performers use this. You can close your eyes and practice that sales presentation in your mind. See every detail. Feel the confidence. And your brain will fire many of the same neurons as if you were on stage. Reinforce those pathways. In one study of over 200 people at a 3-day meditation event, researchers found measurable brain changes, massive increases in certain brainwave frequencies within just a few days of mental and emotional training. That's how quickly the brain can adapt when you consistently feed it new experiences, whether real or imagined. So ask yourself, what mental reps should you be doing? Do you spend as much as visualizing your success as you worrying about failure? Start seeing the positive outcomes in detail. Your brain will get to work making it a reality. 4, visualize and prime your brain for success. This strategy is so important it deserves its own spotlight. To scale faster, you want to prime your brain and seek and seize opportunities. Your mind has a powerful filtering system known as the reticular activating system, RAS. It decides what you notice and what you ignore. When you set a clear intention or goal and vividly imagine, you program your RAS to tune into anything that it might help achieve it. It's like buying a new car and suddenly you see that car everywhere. The car was always in the road, but now your brain knows it's relevant to you. In business, once you condition your mind on what success looks like, you're just spotting connections, resources, and solutions that were invisible to you before. Joe Dispenza often talks about mental rehearsal. If you repeatedly visualize your desired future, you neurologically begin to map the route to that future. It's not magic, it's biology. You are training your brain to become familiar with the steps and outcomes you want. So when they appear in real life, you can grab them. There is a famous study where people who merely visualize practicing the piano for weeks improve almost as much as those who physically practiced. Become the same brain regions were activated through focus imagery. Your brain doesn't fully distinguish between a real experience and an intensively imagined one. And we rewire for both. This means 2 things, my friend. 1, be very careful what you consistently visualize or daydream about, because you are wiring that into your brain. If you constantly imagine worst-case scenarios, guess what? You are training your brain to be an expert in failure and anxiety. Not good. And 2, You can leverage this to your advantage by regularly visualizing success scenarios. Here's how I suggest you do it. Every morning or night, take 5 minutes in a quiet place. Close your eyes and run a mental movie or specific success you are aiming for. Make it a detailed and sensory rich. If your goal is, say, $1 million in revenue this quarter, or land 10 new high ticket clients, or speak at a TED stage, see it in your mind's eye. Imagine checking your Stripe account and seeing the revenue, or shaking hands with that new client who's excited to work with you, or standing on that stage feeling the spotlight. Feel the emotions: pride, gratitude, excitement. Our emotions are the glue that makes experiences stick in the brain. When you tie emotion to information or imagery, the memory becomes far more powerful and durable. So don't just see it, feel it. What are you doing is installing a sort of a neuro GPS. Your subconscious will work on that vision even when you are not consciously thinking about it, nudging you towards the people, ideas, and actions to make it happen. You will start to notice coincidences or luck. It isn't luck at all. It's your RAS in action. The opportunities were there all along, but now your mind is primed to recognize and leverage them. This technique has been used by countless high achievers. Arnold Schwarzenegger visualized his success in bodybuilding and acting when no one believed in him. Serena Williams visualizes her tennis shots before she serves. As an entrepreneur, you can visualize your tough meeting going amazingly well, the investor saying yes, your team executing brilliantly. It's not about wishful thinking. You are training your brain for best case scenario. And when you repeatedly experience victory in your mind, you build unshakable confidence in real life. You've been there, done that. Now you just have to do it again for real. Build habits of mental mastery, mindfulness, and momentum. The final strategy is about your daily mental hygiene. The small habits and environmental tweaks that over time lead to big mental rewiring. Think of this as tending a garden. You want to regularly pull out weeds, negative patterns, and nurture the flowers, positive patterns. Dr. Tracy Marks emphasizes that negative thinking and behaviors will wire your brain just as surely as positive ones. Neuroplasticity works both ways. So we have to be intentional about what we allow to repeat in our mind. Here are a few mental mastery habits to incorporate: mindfulness and metacognition. We touched on this, but it's worth repeating. Make time to observe your own thoughts without judgment. Meditation is a powerful practice to develop this skill. Even a simple 10 minutes a day of focus on your breath and noticing when your mind wanders can increase your awareness of thought patterns. When you become aware, you gain choice. You might catch yourself having all or nothing thought like, if this product launch fails, I'm a total failure. Instead of unconsciously buying into it, you can stop it and say, wow, that's an extreme thought. Is it really true? What is a more productive thought? This is cognitive reframing in action, and it literally weakens the old neural pathway of the negative thought while encouraging a new pathway for a healthier thought. Journaling is another great tool. Write down worries or limiting thoughts, and then write a rational response or alternative perspective. It has been shown that labeling your emotions and thoughts can diminish their power over the brain by moving activity from the emotional centers to the reasoning centers. Make reflection a habit, weekly or even daily. Ask, what belief did I act on today? Is it one that I wanted to keep or change? This continuous pruning and planting of beliefs is neuro gardening. You'll be amazed how over a few months you can transform your default mindset. Celebrate small wins. Our brains thrive on reward. A Harvard study found that people are happiest when they are making progress on small goals. Each time you achieve something, no matter how tiny, and acknowledge it, your brain releases dopamine, which says, do more of this. So create momentum by setting bite-sized goals and then celebrate them when you hit them. Got through a difficult call? First pump and say yes. Close a minor sale? Treat yourself to a nice coffee. This might seem trivial, but neurologically, you are reinforcing the pathways for motivation and positivity. Success, even small, breeds success because it builds confidence and track record in your mind. As this study suggested, even something as simple as crossing off a to-do item, like buying eggs at the store, can spark joy. Use that to your advantage. Break big projects into mini goals so you and your team can get psychological boosts of frequent wins. This keeps morale and mental energy high, which in turn fuels more creative thinking and resilience. Healthy body, healthy brain. You can separate the brain from the body that carries it. Exercise, for example, isn't just good for your heart. It literally grows your brain by increasing blood flow and spurring the release of neurotrophic factors like miracle grow for neurons. Even a 20-minute brisk walk can light up your mood and cognition. Nutrition matters too. Your brain needs quality fats, micronutrients, and stable energy supply. Junk in the body equals junk in the brain, making you foggy and less capable of adaptation. And I already preach on sleep, but I will say it again. Protect your sleep. No more bragging about 4-hour nights. High performance is not about burning out. It's about intelligently managing your most precious resource, you. When you care for your brain's physical needs, it will reward you with sharper thinking, better mood, and more neuroplastic potential to rewire itself. Above all, my friends, commit to being a lifelong learner. The moment you think, I know enough, I've always done it this way, you are sunk. In today's world, the ability to adapt quickly is the ultimate competitive advantage. Make it your identity. I am not fixed. I'm always growing. Read books. Listen to my podcast, carlosinspireshow.com. Take courses. Surround yourself with people who challenge you. When you encounter setbacks, and you will, see them as brain training exercises. Each problem is forging new neural steel in your mind, making you better. Think of your brain as the most important asset in your business. Not your product, not your capital. It's the 6 inches between your ears. Treat it that way. Cultivate it, train it, invest in it. You wouldn't expect your body to get stronger without effort. Same for your mind. The ROI is infinite. When you rewire yourself for resilience, creativity, and smart risk taking, there is no limit to what you can achieve. You will scale faster, not because you found a magic tactic, but because you became the person who can effortlessly attract and execute bigger opportunities. Now I want you to acknowledge something. Rewiring your brain and learning deeply held beliefs and habits is intense work. It can be uncomfortable. There will be days you will slip into old ways. That's okay. Change is a process. But if you stay with it, moment by moment, day by day, you are going to notice shifts. You will catch a negative thought and instantly flip into a positive action. You will find yourself calmer in a crisis because you trained your mind to focus on solutions. Your team will notice you are more energized and open to ideas. Your family will notice you are more present. In your business will become a reflection of your new mindset. Doors will open. As you scale yourself, you scale your company. That's the law of the universe as far as I am concerned. Before I wrap up, I wanted to leave you with this. Never underestimate the power of a changed mind. When you rewire your thinking, you change the game. History is full of companies and leaders who turn things around, not with a new product, but with a new perspective. That can be you. Starting right now, declare that you are the architect of your brain. You can tear down the walls that don't serve you and build new ones that take you to the stars. How exciting is that? This is why I love this work, because it means nothing is fixed. Your potential is truly uncapped. And on the empowering note, let me take a moment for a quick thank you to our sponsor, which just so happens to be one of my companies. Today's episode is sponsored by GetOnMoreStages.com. This is for entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, authors, and marketers out there. If you wanted to massively grow your business, one of the fastest ways is by sharing your story and expertise on stages. But maybe you are thinking, I don't have a huge following, Carlos. I never spoken on stage before. Who would invite me? It's exactly what we help you with. GetOnMoreStages.com. We specialize in getting startups and experts paid speaking gigs. Even if you have 0 followers or 0 prior stage experience, we'll teach you how to craft a message that captivates, how to find the right stages, and how to turn speaking into a revenue stream. Speaking has been a game changer in my own career and to the many people that I serve. And I wanted to see more of you getting the spotlight and getting paid. To learn more, go to GetOnMoreStages.com and grab a free gift as you are there. It's called the 7-Figure Word Patterns to connect and create a buying frenzy. These are battle-tested phrases and frameworks to elevate your speaking and sales. And I'm giving it away for free to our community. So check it out. Get the guide, and I hope it helps you land your next big opportunity. Huge thanks to Get On More Stages for sponsoring and for the work we get to help others shine. As we close, remember, you are the most powerful technology in your business. More than any software, more than any funnel or ad campaign. Your brain is the engine of everything. If you upgrade that, everything upgrades. So I challenge you, starting today, to take at least one idea from this episode and put it into practice. Maybe it's catching a limited belief and flipping it. Maybe it's doing the 3, 2, 1 and making that tough phone call. Maybe it's spending 10 minutes tonight visualizing your biggest goal. Whatever it is, do it. Knowledge alone is not power. Knowledge applied is power. I'll leave you with this final message. Think of the future you who has achieved the dream, the thriving business, the financial freedom, the impact on the world. The future you already exists is in potential. To become them, you don't need to work 10 times harder or wait 10 years. You need to think like them. Adopt their mindset now. And your reality will start catching up faster than you can imagine. Rewire your brain, and you will rewire your fate. Thank you for listening. If this episode has sparked something in you, if you had a realization, or if you are feeling fired up to make a change, do me a favor. Share it with someone else who needs to hear it. Discuss it with your team, your friends, your mastermind groups. Be the catalyst for someone else's growth. Because when we uplift our minds together, there is no limit to what our businesses and our lives can become. Until next time, my friends, stay bold, keep learning, and go make your own miracles. You got this. Because the days that breaks us are truly the days that makes us. Much love.